Hey, my friends, this is Davi speaking. Welcome. I hope the audio is good. And listen, my brothers, if you're someone who doesn't usually smile much, like the folks say around here, you're going to smile in this video. Because Mrs. Zuka is upset, right? She even said that those of us who criticize her deserve to go to hell. She's furious. She's really pissed off, folks, because she thinks, that at almost 70 years old, showing her saggy butt and her saggy private parts would somehow be praised. And so, my brothers, some people might think, man, this guy is too harsh with the queen of the kids, man. He should have more respect, man. This woman, as she herself says, she helped shape a generation. And in the most scandalous way possible, people didn't notice the bias, for example, here in Brazil. Now the result, right? The seed that was planted has been harvested. It's literally being harvested now. The violence from students against teachers in the classroom has increased drastically. Look, mainstream media is already covering this. Why has violence against teachers risen so much in Brazilian schools? Of course, they're going to come up with hundreds of reasons, right? Without ever telling the truth. G1 itself was blaming the parents. No, they start the story with the parents, but no, it's the students in the classroom, right? Just so you can see, that's what G1 does. They say, look, the epidemic of violence in schools, and when you open the article, here it is. There are already cases of students, right? Parents of students who threaten the teacher because their idea is always to attack the family, right? The data shows that today many parents raise their children without any discipline. Man, that's why I look at these old clips like I'm watching that trashy soap opera called Dance Dancedes. All the time. All the time. They only talk about oppression? No, but this is oppression. This is oppressing all the time. Family all the time. It's because I can't put it here. Because they recently put it on their global play. And if I put it, they'll claim copyright and ban the video. But man, see if you can get those files and watch them at least a few episodes. You'll see. It's always attacking the family, the worker, the woman who wants to stay married, the woman who doesn't. I want to be married. No, it's because you're lazy. It's because you're useless. They say that openly in the soap opera from the 70s. So, what you have today is a result of that. That's why we really go after Xuxa, because she's part of it. Who doesn't remember, for example, her during the anti-spanking law? She was there sitting like, oh, let's create the anti-spanking law, preventing, right? Like the Bible says it's better for you to give a little smack many times on the kid, the one who's getting stubborn, literally. And it was better to do that than later have the police, correcting him, because if you don't correct, the world will. So all of this, they've been working on this for decades, right? Decades and decades. And it resulted in what we have now. The anti-spanking law practically wiped out any rights that a father has over their own children. Today, with the internet and cell phones, anything a father or mother does can be reported by the child immediately, leading to the parent's arrest. The justice system acts quickly in these cases. If you happen to be a worker, a working woman, and you get robbed, they don't even care. They stole my cell phone, buy another one. They stole my wallet, took my money. Why are you carrying cash anyway? You carry cash, right? Virtual now. So when I see Xuxa upset, it actually makes me happy, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. When I see someone who was responsible for the mess we're in, right? Removing authority from parents and, in turn, teachers in the classroom. Let's see. She's already at the show, so no one can claim this is out of context. She's already started. Yeah, she was already upset because even there she got booed. Let's see here later.
So let's go. Show some respect. Respect my age, because your grandma will be busy crocheting at that hour.
And I'm here with pigtails just for you, just for you.
And if anyone says, Xuxa, that old lady with her butt out and wearing pigtails, it's because of you.
Man, being old it's not a problem. Everyone gets old. I'm getting old. Everyone is getting old. But being ridiculous is something else. The woman dresses like she's at carnival, right? All wrinkled up, I repeat. And her arrogance is so big that she compares herself to a respectable lady, a mother, a head of the family who's crocheting. She thinks that's ugly, you see. She spoke about it in a derogatory way. Your grandma is crocheting and I'm here showing my butt, as if showing my butt was something dignified, something decent. So look, that's what I'm telling you. The immorality of coming and saying like this. Look, this woman posed nude. That's beautiful. That's honorable, isn't it? That's similar to what a prostitute does. It's similar. But if I am, I don't deserve to be that. Do you remember their campaign? I don't deserve to be. All of this is for this here. The person wants to walk down the street naked, right? To be harassed by criminals because decent citizens are disgusted, okay? Explain this to some women who don't understand. When a woman dresses in a vulgar way, the decent man, the very guy she's looking to marry, feels disgusted. He doesn't want that for the one who will be his. But that's very sexist. It's the same thing as when a woman says, my husband is giving himself to someone else, right? But everything is taken to extremes. He won't want something that's supposed to be private, something intimate between the two of them being shown to the whole world. He doesn't want his friend saying things like, I've seen it, it's big, no, it's small, it's huge. He doesn't want his friend talking that way. So, when he sees it, he might even compliment it. He might even enjoy it, but he'll never want it. Serious commitment? What is a serious commitment with a guy who acts in a vulgar way? It's exactly that guy she says has no future. It's that guy who already pays child support for 5 kids, doesn't care at all. As they themselves say, right? I'm in, right? It's in, and that's it. Do you understand, my brothers? So they can't understand that. Why do we have this kind of thing? Because it's been taught for decades that you have to accept this, that it's beautiful. No, it's not. It's artistic nudity that doesn't exist. Didn't you see Queer Museo having a child grope a naked man? No, but we have to put this out there, right? We have to stop being afraid of nudity. So that's it. That's it. She thinks that by showing her butt at 60 years old, she's going overboard, right? A ridiculous, indecent, immoral role, similar to someone who sells their body. She thinks she's above a grandmother, above a head of the family, because she's crocheting. Making clothes for her grandson is beneath her, in her distorted view. So this has to be fought against. Today, we only have it on social media, with a lot of restrictions. I'm sure this video will be taken down if it stays up. I'm already telling you download it, right? Because it will probably be removed if it goes through, right? Let's continue here with the next one, which gets worse, you see? She gets even angrier because she already noticed during the show that a lot of people were laughing, right? Mocking her. Oh, Davey, but I didn't see it, you know? There were just a few, but you barely noticed. It's just that people were commenting among themselves and laughing, right? At her own clowning around. And then she noticed it afterwards. Actually, she saw it right away and gave that response, right? She already put the grandmother, the traditional woman, down, and here she keeps going.
Let me tell you something. Thank you all so much
for criticizing me, because after you did that, sales increased a lot. So I want to thank all of you haters. The more you talk about my clothes, my wrinkles, my age, the more you say bad things about me, just know that there will be many more people speaking well of me. And that allows us to go to the places I want and need to go, places that still don't have it yet.
What I found funniest was Ana Maria Praga holding back her laughter because she saw the controversy, you know, folks, right? Yeah, even Ana Maria Praga seems to be in her Saiyajin form. Her hair is getting spikier and she's starting to look like Supla, right? Ana Maria Praga, but let's go. Even Ana Maria Praga saw that this woman did a ridiculous job. She was already holding back her laughter, so when she brought up the subject, she laughed. She laughed. Another thing I noticed is that there are other artists from Xuxa's circle too, but just imagine, right? She really went overboard there, didn't she? Because it looked bad, man. It was ridiculous, even among them. That looked bad, right? Then she kept going, right? And another thing, you know, answering what she said there about how she's making a lot of money, that she's earning a lot of money. Well, it's already strange that someone like her, who really did make a lot of money, right? She was one of the highest paid artists. I remember I looked this up when I started the channel, you know? The highest paid artists were Gugu Liberato, I think Silvio Santos, and her, right? She was always there on the list of the highest paid by the media. And man, at your age, you still need to work. It's strange, isn't it? She should be enjoying herself, but I don't want to be away from the cameras. You can do it another way, but you don't need to be doing the show, showing your pussy, right? Muksa, I repeat, on top of that, right? At 70 years old, you don't need to, man. Now, if she's doing it, is it because the money is gone? Is the money running out? So that's why she's still running around at her age, acting foolish? Yeah, that's a good question, right? It's a good thing to ask. Because, my brothers, those who are really rich don't need to say anything. I've never seen a millionaire saying, oh, I'm so rich, or needing to be running around like that, right? Exposing themselves like that anyway, right? Yeah, I mean, millionaires usually have a certain look, right? OOA Batsu, I think that's his name. There was even that controversy with TK. Man, and the guy makes money without doing anything, right? He invested wisely and made smart moves. So his companies are always generating profits, right? Isn't it odd for her to say that? Anyway, let's take a look at an interview she gave to Veja magazine. Because that's how it is, my brothers. The media all sticks together, right? Since things looked bad for her, let's show it's not really like that. On social media, even charm wasn't enough. Let's take a look. Look at the question. Since she already wanted to get into the spaceship and run away, then she answers,
Oh, yes, I did. When I see.
Oh, there were some moments in my life when I thought about that, you know?
I've even considered leaving this beloved country to live abroad. Because then I see a lot of people coming out of the sewers, coming out of holes, coming out of dirty, filthy closets, raising some ridiculous flags saying that women can't speak, can't vote, women can't be happy. That being LGBT is something from the devils of Satan. Oh, Xuxa has a pact. Oh, when I keep hearing these things, seeing them, there are days when I say, oh, guys, spaceship, come down here and take me away.
Especially since I think I'm not from this planet, no, because these words, I don't know, they should never exist, and these people exist, right?
These words exist. So sometimes I feel like disappearing. Then I start thinking, you know what?
It's just these people who need to disappear, man. And not even with my spaceship. Because my spaceship goes up, they should really go down, you know?
Flush them away and let them go. They're rotten people. Disgusting. I don't know. I'm not the one who has to run away and hide. They should be ashamed of their thoughts. You heard it.
family? It's just hate, man. These people, they're just a mass of hate. No matter how much they put on those cute faces at the time, right? About the spanking law. She kept making heart signs because the guy was talking, right? About that absurd movie she made with a child. Her on top of a naked child. And seriously, she should have been arrested back then, right? Love, strange love. But there it is. Talking nonsense and you see the hate. These people come out of the sewer. No, the one who lives in the sewer is her. She always lived in the sewer. That's the truth. She was always successful, showing her private parts and mixed that with children's content. That's what she did her whole life. If this were a serious country back then, I repeat, she should have been arrested, prosecuted, but never. She kept going until today. And then you see how the lack, right, of real justice has an effect because the person keeps having victories doing this and feels like they're right? The result shows that I'm right, financial result, right? If she had received fines, if she had, been corrected back then, maybe she wouldn't have this behavior today. So, you see, this doctrine that they themselves implemented in the country isn't new. It's been around since the 1920s and 30s. It's been like that for a long time. Working to get to this point. So the hatred you see that she has for Christians when she says, let the spaceship take me up. Actually, that's what she wants. It's that these people shouldn't exist. That's what they think, that we shouldn't exist. She said it loud and clear. Now imagine if a conservative talked about them, what would happen? So you can see that the scales are already unbalanced. They can come out in public. She won't be prosecuted for this at all, but if it were me saying what she said against the people she represents, she won't be prosecuted, but I would definitely be prosecuted. This video could be taken down and I could get a strike even if I say nothing. That shows how things are now. You can see the outrage on her face, right? That bitter, worn-out look is the best part. Yeah, for someone who's making money, for someone who's making sales, she should be happy, laughing, enjoying herself, right? But you see, it's a look of outrage. Why? Because she's become a laughingstock among artists, among their own circle. It looked really bad, and what she did was honestly ridiculous. Just like her whole story is ridiculous. It always has been. A person who, I repeat, she dressed the way she did. I showed all of this in my documentary, right? A video that's not even online, right? The reality behind the Xuxa myth. She brought artists and kept mocking the children for not understanding the language, right? The woman who started that singing trend, right? The person was Brazilian but released music in English. So, singing there, a song with literally pornographic lyrics, but the children didn't understand. The song said, "I don't like men with small penises." And then she understood, right? Because she always spoke in English. So she was laughing, right? And the kids there not understanding, dancing, playing, she was always like that, malicious. Things like that only got aired because there was no internet. One or two people who understood would also talk there among themselves in her circle, and that was as far as the news went. If this happened today, the next day there would be thousands of videos saying, "Look, right here, tearing her apart." That's just how it is, right? The image and the explanation for why the country is the way it is. We need to fight this, my brother. We need to turn things around. So many countries have managed to do it. Why can't we? It's tough, I tell you. Don't expect this anytime soon, right? Let's say at least 100 years of leftist indoctrination. So, it's going to be hard work to change this, but it's definitely possible. And with God, my brothers, take care, and we're in this together. Leave your opinion below. What did you think about Princess Xuxa? I'm out!
That has got